Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap of Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 9, Episode 8, Truth Is. Let's get into it. So, Sabrina, she ends up running into Andy at, I think, Billy Jake's. And, they started chopping it up, talking about, oh, Andy first thing was, oh, what are you doing here? Excuse me, why does it always feel like she always gotta be the one to say, why you doing it? Y'all all got cars. Y'all can all get to the same place. Like, what the heck? Now everybody's worried about you like that. Okay? Okay, nonetheless, um, the guy that Sabrina um is with, he comes up to him and wanted to talk, and he was just like, "Listen, can you give me a few minutes to hang with my friend?" Like, cool, I'll go get the valet. So Sabrina ends up telling Andy that Rich is there, that him and Penelope slept together at the juice bar, and she was just like, "Yeah, that was a whole lot. I didn't even have time to tell you because we were dealing with the whole Karen situation, so it was just like it's been a lot." So she was like, "You look good in your little freakum dress," and she said she did, and then Sabrina was like, "You look good too." So Andy was literally trying to push her to like go with her guy friend to get out of there. So I guess she don't see what she actually got going on. But anyway, nonetheless, Sabrina will end up leaving with the guy, and Andy went ahead and sat down at her table with Reginald. So it just so happens Maurice peeped that at the bar, and he ended up taking a picture, clock that T, and he about said, "I'm gonna send this to Sabrina." So him and Paige are chopping it up. They started like telling Rich off, and he was like, Maurice was like, "Ooh, Paige, you're getting good at this." So Paige was like, her brother's supposed to be coming in. He's cool, and whatever the case would be, his name is Dylan. So we're gonna see about that. So meanwhile, Andy, she's talking to Reginald. Go try to build up how would you say conversation, and he starts asking her questions and she's responding to them, and it was just like it seems as if they both have like demanding careers that they would be perfect for each other. We will see. But nonetheless, at Zach and Fatima's place, she basically tries to cheer him up. But before that, she starts talking to him about his day. He really like standoffish and cold. She's like, "Well, I guess I'll tell you about my day." So she starts talking. You can hear the excitement in her voice as she's talking about the caseloads that she's about to handle. And he's just like in his phone, just like blank stare. So she finds ways to start to cheer him up. She gives him his tacos. Because I remember that episode when he was talking about tacos, he was excited. And he was like, "Yeah, I want to eat your tacos." It was just like, okay, that didn't help. She tried to give him some love, that ain't help. Tried to give him a massage, that didn't help. Then she also like, listen, we should have started here. Picked up the Bible, had it in her chest, and he ended up rocking her, and it was just like, yeah, we should have started from there. And then he eventually got into. He was like, he also let her know that he went to see Karen, and he basically was like, she's not in a good space. She's like zombied out. She doesn't have like any care of the world, and like her receptors to like the baby crying is just like non-existent. So he was just like, "Yeah, she's not doing the best. I really don't want to talk about this anymore." And he was like, "She was like, we're gonna talk about this later." And he was like, "No, we're not." So yeah, what else? So Sabrina takes the dude back to her place, and she started she was kind of like she was asking like should women be forceful or should it just go with the flow. He was like I'm down for whatever you got going on. So come to find out, Mr. Old Man couldn't get it up, so they end up going. She ended up calling Maurice while he's outside the door, and she's basically telling him like, listen, get off the phone with me and go try to do something with your man so you can kick him out and live to see another day. She's like, all right, cool. So eventually he ends up coming into her room, and yeah, that's a whole nother story. Her little um talking app was just like, should I order any erectile dysfunction medicine? And she was like, no, Ken, it's the joke she was saying. Trust me, it was funny. He was like, listen, I can't do this. I'm about to get up and go. So he ends up leaving, and it was just like so funny. Sometimes old men can get it up, and sometimes they can. This time it was a can't. So after that, um, not Danny. Yeah, Danny gets off work and she comes home. She finds out Tony's just laid up on her bed on her couch, just chilling. He starts talking about. She's talking about getting another job. He was like, "Listen, I've been doing that for 20 something years. I'm good right now. It is what it is." So he wanted her to cook, and she was like, "Tuh, not that I don't work a whole day's work, and you want me to come in here and cook? Nah, I'm good." So he decided to go order some wings. He asked her what wings she wanted, and she just walked off. Was just like. Meanwhile, Zach, he done called him doing something good for Fatima. Ended up having to be a midwife comes to the door, and Fatima is livid, livid. So this girl Heaven comes in, and he basically tried to do what was right for her, but at the same time, I thought it was gonna be another therapist. Where is Doctor Reed at when you need him? Because he needed somebody to talk to get that stuff off his chest. Or even where's that man that he met at the gym? Like he needs to like get this up and rolling. So they're having a moment. Fatima is kind of reluctant to say anything that comes to her mind, so she's basically like kind of standoffish, but she still answers her questions. Meanwhile, um, Pam comes to the bar, and Maurice thinks that she's dating the bartender, and he starts offering these requests. She's like, "Listen, I'm not dating this man, so it is what it is." Okay. Meanwhile, Aaron and Karen are asleep at their house, or Karen's house, and they get woken up by the baby crying. Meanwhile, the baby is sleeping next to Karen in the bassinet. So he wakes up, and Aaron wakes up Karen. He wakes up like, listen, nudge her, like, get the baby. Listen. So eventually, Aaron gets up, he gets the baby, was like, listen. Then she was like, oh, can you take her into the living room? I can't breathe. What in the world? What does crying have to do with breathing? Oh my god, that same breath she said that, I was just like, girl. At this point, you could tell Aaron is fed up. It's just like, I understand you're grieving, but at the same time, remember, you're a mom. You still have somebody that needs you and wants you. And maybe sometimes half the time she's crying is because she wants you to pick her up. Not even necessarily her dad. She wants to bond with you because she obviously knows what you're going through. She was with you for 9+ months. And it's like she probably wants that connection that only a mom and daughter can give to each other because, that's a different type of bond. Like, you've been with that person in the womb for 9+ months and you built that attachment now. The fact that that attachment is kind of pushing you away and standoffish. It's like she could probably sense that too. Like babies are dumb. They're highly intelligent. Okay? They could pick up on the cues and stuff without even having really to say anything. Like, yeah, them babies are really, really smart. So she was about that. So eventually, after Aaron got the baby settled or whatever, he ended up going back to the room. It's like, listen, I'm sick and tired of you telling or calling this baby that baby when that baby has a name. This is our daughter. And he basically feels as if she's going down this downward spiral. But it's crazy how she also knows what she's doing is not right. But if you know what you're doing is not right, why don't you just like try to make baby steps towards to like rectify the situation? I know it's gonna be hard, but baby steps. Everything is not easy. You luckily you have somebody in your corner to help you during this trying time because you know how many people in the real world go through this on a daily basis and they don't have any help and they end up crashing out really hard and it's like coming back from that. So be thankful and appreciative you got somebody in your corner, a good man at that help you along the way. Yes, it's tiring, stressful, and exhausting, but in the end, it's going to be all worth it. So, Karen, we're going to need you to snap right out of this because it's giving like you're doing too much. Okay, at this point. Yeah. So meanwhile, back at Zach's place, Heaven basically was telling them like how I'm here for y'all. I just want y'all to be stress free. Start asking all the questions, and then was like, "Now we're good," and just have a healthy baby. Less stress is best. So eventually, she ends up leaving, and Fatima was upset, and she's valid for her reason. It was like, Zach, you could have basically told me this, but he was like, I didn't have a chance to. So if you didn't have a chance to, you shouldn't have like, opened that door for that lady to come. You should have rescheduled, like make it make sense. So he was like, we're gonna talk about this later, and she was like, no, we're not. And she went upstairs. By this time, he done went upstairs, and she's back downstairs, and she basically said, I gotta talk to somebody about this. And she ended up calling Danny. Danny was the first person, I think, only since the whole situation with Karen that actually asked Fatima, how is she doing? Like, granted, she was like, I really hate that Karen lost the baby, but at the same time, I'm relieved because it's like it was a lot. The back and forth drama between Karen and Zach was unhealthy for all parties involved, and Daddy really gave us some good advice. Like, regardless of how you may feel, just let me know how it's up with you because it's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot. And it's taking a toll on her physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I can see that Fatima is at her wits' end. Yes, she doesn't want the baby to die, but at the same time, it's giving them a different warped reality of what's really going on. And it's like everybody it's walking on eggshells and it's hard to like decipher what's really genuine because it's a lot. So they end up having like a moment and it was just like, yeah, hopefully things come together slowly. And at the same time, Zach goes downstairs and he overhears. And when she said something about Zach, he ends up shaking his head and going back upstairs. And then she ends up looking around. It's like you get that sense of somebody's watching you or hearing you that you end up having to look and you're just like, okay, nobody's there, but the damage is done. But we're going to see how that plays out. Because, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Um, Andy finally told Reginald that she only went on a date with him just to get more evidence on Dr. Cruz. And he was like, really? And she's like, yeah, I'm dead serious. So now he's looking at her differently. Like, dang, we thought it was like a good casual date. No, it's a business date. She all about working, 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 working. Yes, granted, she's been doing a lot too. She's been suffering in silence, and it's just like you need a therapist too. At this point, give the whole cast a therapist to talk to because appreciate where you at, girl, because everybody is going through it. I know their minds are on overload, just dealing with the whole current situation. So everybody's perspective is different of how they're handling things, and they each got their own individual drama that's basically ties back into the whole current situation. So it's just like, yeah, make it make sense. So yeah, that was this episode in a nutshell. We're gonna see everybody's truths eventually. But yeah, so with that being said, um, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.